Hello everyone, the Kentucky Patriot here again. There was a statement made to me about an MP5 being the best CQB gun ever made. And a lot of people, when they hear CQB, they think, well, that's just military terms or that's just for SWAT teams. But actually, CQB is just, all it stands for is close quarters battle. So really, we understand that during a home invasion, if we're protecting our family or our loved ones, we're actually in a close quarters battle, with tight turns, hallways, doorways. So the statement was made that a MP5 is the best CQB gun ever made. And as we've said in other videos, we don't make videos to be controversial or to hurt anybody or just be disagreeable with somebody. Because if somebody would ask me, should they get an MP5, I would simply ask them what they're going to use it for. And if they say they're going to go to the range and they've shot somebody else's and they love it and they want something their kids can shoot, their wife can shoot, something that's cheap to shoot, something's fun to shoot, because there are people that don't like Glocks. There are people that don't like 1911s. There are people that don't like revolvers. I've never been around anybody that doesn't like an MP5. Everybody loves an MP5. So if you want to take it to the range and find something cheap to shoot that your whole family can enjoy, I'm a huge fan of the MP5. The problem I have with an MP5, yes, it's compact. Yes, it's a small. Of course, it's got a collapsible stock. You can pull it on out to whatever. If you're a big guy like me, or you can make it on in smaller. So yes, you can have it for close quarters to go around corners. For a home defense scenario. The reason I don't like an MP5 for close quarters battles is you basically have a handgun caliber is all you got. The MP5 is either in 9mm or 22 LR. That's what that's what an MP5 comes in. Well, people say, well, that's what I carry. In my concealed carry gun is a 9mm. Well, that's because you don't have a choice. I'll be honest with you. If I knew beyond a shadow of a doubt my life was at stake and I need something to stop a threat quick, I'd like to have this. Take with me with this slug right here. You take a 1-ounce slug going 1,600 feet a second. You can't have a better carry gun than that. You can't have a better self-defense weapon than this. This is amazing, the foot-pounds and the stopping power this possesses. The problem is King Kong can't conceal this. King Kong couldn't carry this with him. So we cannot use a shotgun. So we have to then carry a handgun, something we can conceal, and I know 9mm is very popular. So if you carry 9mm, that's up to you. I've already done a video on the caliber debate. 9mm is up to you when you're carrying with you. But in a home defense, when you're at home, you are not limited to a handgun caliber. You're not limited to a small a bullet, a small projectile. And people say, well, I know it's a 9mm or it's a 22, but I've got this one is 22 rounds. It holds 22 rounds, so. With 22 rounds, I should be able to, eliminate the threat. Well, why not this? Why not something like an AR-15, an M4 carbine? Here's an M4, or an AR-10, or an AK-47. This holds 30 rounds of 5.56, not 22. So you basically have a rifle caliber then instead of a handgun caliber. And the difference is, I'm sure most of you YouTubers know Hickok 45, and the gentleman that made me that statement, I said, I want you to watch something. I took him in and I showed him the videos of Hickok 45. If you get a chance to check them out, and you'll see exactly the difference of an MP5. Hickok 45, it's on his YouTube channel. You type it in, Hickok 45 shooting MP5 at watermelons, and he shoots the MP5 at watermelons, and you can see the stack of watermelons that he shoots. And that may be sufficient for home defense, but then type in Hickok 45 M4 watermelons and watch him shoot an old M4. and then watch the watermelons, and you'll see the difference between a handgun cartridge and a rifle cartridge. Again, everybody loves an MP5. They're a wonderful range gun. They are a wonderful training tool. They're fun for kids, for small frame ladies. Everybody can shoot this gun. Really, if I went to the range, there's not a gun I enjoy any more than an MP5. But when you are in close quarters combat, when your life's at stake, when you're at a home invasion, and I want you to understand something, you never know how people are. You never know what kind of shape they're in mentally. They could be on dope. And body armor is very readily accessible. You can go to the store and get body armor. You can get it online. And here's the thing. If we can get body armor, you know the bad guys can get body armor. So an MP5 shooting a handgun caliber, when 2 or 3 or more individuals come into your house and you're going to try to stop them with a 9mm or a 22, I just think there's better options out there. Like I said, the shotgun, AR-15, M4, AK-47. There's so many other rounds that you are not limited to a handgun cartridge in your home. But as I've said, even in carrying, concealed carry, 9mm is the basis. I would not go any lower than 9mm on a concealed carry. And even on concealed carry, I'd rather have something a little more, because this is a matter of life and death, and we don't want to feel, like I said in other videos, paranoid, or like we're worried or anything like that. But it just pays to be ready. People say, well, you overdo it. You carry everywhere you go. You got guns. And it's the same thing with like a fire smoke alarm. People say, well, you go overboard. You've got one in your kitchen, you've got one in your living room, you've got one in each of the kids' bedrooms, you've got one in your bedroom. You don't need that many fire alarms, smoke detectors. Well, maybe we don't, but I'd rather have one in every room and not need it as needed and not have it. And when we look at a home defense scenario, a situation of a home invasion, or even when you're carrying every day, there's bad people out there. And really, to bury your head in the sand like an officer, think it won't happen to me, I don't want to take that chance of hoping it never happens. I hope it never happens. Nobody ever wants to be in that situation. Same thing with a fire. Nobody ever gets fire and smoke detectors and a fire alarm thinking, boy, I hope we get to try this out. I hope we get to use this. I hope we get to see if it works. Nobody in their right mind would ever do that, but we have them just in case, so we can get our families and our loved ones out safely without harm. And that's all it is with home defense and concealed carry. We're not out to again hurt anybody, but we do want to take every precaution we can to keep our families safe, to keep our friends safe, and keep our loved ones safe. And we may have to defend ourselves, whether concealed carry or at home. So, again, don't think I'm bashing the MP5. I know everybody loves it. As I said, it's just like Barney Fife on the Andy Griffith Show. Everybody loves him, okay? Everybody loves this gun. I love this gun. I'm not against an MP5. And I know the military uses them. I understand that. But I still think for close quarters combat, for home defense, a handgun cartridge, when you can have a rifle cartridge or a shotgun slug or some buckshot or birdshot, I think would serve you much better. And even if you say, well, like I said, this holds a certain amount of rounds. Again, this M4 will hold 30. This M4 holds more rounds than this MP5. And instead of a handgun cartridge, you can have a rifle cartridge. Just something to think about. And again, we don't want to be controversial. If you have an MP5 and that's your favorite gun, and you use it for home defense, God bless you. I hope you never have to use it and hope everything goes good. But really something to think about and something to keep in mind, because your survival and your family's survival could very well depend on the choices you make today and the preparations you make today. God bless you. The Kentucky Patriot here, reminding you once again, the NRA convention is coming up here in May. If you're not an NRA member, please join the NRA, and we wish you and your family the best. And again, this is just my opinion. This is just my advice to hopefully help you and your families, put some thoughts in your mind, and just give you some ideas of a home defense scenario. The Kentucky Patriot, signing off.